What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Today I want to talk about Sage Steele. Sage Steele was a sports journalist over at ESPN. She's kind of like Candace Owens for sports. Malika Andrews, not as toxic, but one thing is for sure, Sage Steele has an issue with black men, just like Malika Andrews does, okay? And they're making a whole lot of money. And what you tend to see from people like this is typically what you find out is they come from some level of mixed race ancestry. That's Sage Steele. And then they always date some white man that's making less money than them. Okay. Now, firstly, I want to talk about these horrific comments she made about Barack Obama in black men, and then I'm going to come back.
And she's like, well, what happens when you fill out your census? I'm like, well, I don't know when the last time I filled out my census was, but if they make you choose a race, she's like, what are you going to put? I go, well, both. She's like, well, you can't. She goes, well, what about Barack Obama chose black and he's biracial? I'm like, well, congratulations to the president. That's his thing. I go, I think that's fascinating considering his black dad was nowhere to be found, but his white mom and grandma raised him. But hey, you do you. I'm going to do me.
Then there is another statement that she made with former NFL quarterback Jay Cutler, who was an underperforming quarterback in the NFL. Great arm, but terrible. Here's what she said about that particular case that got her in some trouble.
Let's go back some time, but it all went downhill when she sued ESPN in 2022, claiming she was benched for remarks she made with ex-quarterback Jay Cutler.
You're closeted. Like you cannot come out. Look at what happened in California with Larry Elder and how he is a black Republican. God forbid.
The election of Donald Trump in 2016, in my opinion, was divine intervention.
The idea that there's systemic racism against black people is a lie.
In court filings, the company said Steele couldn't prove she was punished because she still made $3 million a year. Via the Post, ESPN suggested it is not legally responsible for how coworkers and others responded to Steele's comments, and that the company has its own right to expression that includes...
Now, again, this is the person that was praising The Bachelor for choosing a white man over a black man. Like, again, she just makes a lot of things, statements that are crazy. And so what happened was she tried to say that she's suing ESPN. They were trying to hold her back. ESPN said, listen, nobody's holding you back. Nobody docked your pay. You ended up making $3 million a year. So how is anybody holding you back? And so now she's talking about, her career is 16 years. She wants to go somewhere and speak more freely and not be censored. But speak more freely about what? And I want you guys to understand this, all right? A lot of these guys are going, and I'm talking about ladies and men, a lot of these, what I call black sellouts. They want to go to these networks and pretty much start really hating on black people. Now, I will give Jason Whitlock some respect. Not so much, but some. He's at least somewhat balanced. He does a little bit of selling out and things like that. But he is somewhat more balanced than what I would say Candace Owens is, Sage Steele is. And the reality is this, Sage. I mean, why you're having problems? You see, hating on black people wasn't good enough to keep you there. Now you're going to be going somewhere begging. But here's the difference between Sage Steele, all right, and I would say somebody like Tariq Nasheed, Corey Holcomb. See, Sage, if you want to speak more freely, you're going to do it with your own money. That's the difference. You see? Because if you was making $3 million a year, you should be wanting to be independent. Like Cameron and Mace in the Come and Talk to Me YouTube channel, or Gillian Wallow with the Mill's Worth of Game. Go be freely with all of the money you made. But no, Again, these are the same people that complain about black people. They get a whole lot of money and they can't build. That's why I got a lot of respect for people like the brother Sodnetter. I got a lot of respect for Comedy 85 South. These people who built these big brands, and you ain't gotta like them, all of them, but they did it by their work. They're not looking for somebody else to be selling lawsuit and crying, and you're here talking about the black man and who else and who else is a loser and all this other stuff. But then even the white man tired of you. So you want to speak more freely. The only way to speak more freely is to own your own stuff. Go over to Rumble. But the reality is that nobody wants to watch Sage Steele, okay? If it's Stephen A. Smith, folks want to watch that. But what we know and what is true is that if Sage Steele goes over there, nobody's going to watch that shit, okay? Same thing with Jason Whitlock. If Jason Whitlock was really by himself and not produced by the Blaze, would nobody care about Jason Whitlock? Who gives a damn about Jason Whitlock? Okay? Jason Whitlock, no offense to the brother, it's over, bruh. You ain't got no real fan base. Like, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, you know what, did Jason Whitlock upload a video? It ain't like Corey Holcomb. It ain't like Tariq. It ain't like Umar. You can say whatever you want about Umar. Umar got a base. Every goddamn time. These are people, and independent, the only one that really sucks outside of it is Boyce. But anyways, anybody else, these people are coming in, they're building, they're hiring. Roland Martin, a great example. I don't like everything Roland Martin says. In fact, brother Roland Martin, he be out here Democratic buffooning. Some of the things I see him do. But the thing about Roland Martin is he owns his own stuff. And he speaks more freely because he's invested in his own stuff. But you want to be able to go out here and insult other groups and insult people when you don't own your own stuff. And I gotta tell you, you're not gonna be able to do what you want to do when you don't own your shit. I don't care who you are. Stop out here asking, listen to what I'm saying now. Stop out here asking these other groups to give you a helping hand, to sign you a deal. Then when you get on their network like ESPN acting a goddamn fool, you want to sue them. What is it with people? Let me tell you something. My mama always told me something, and my granddad tells a story all the time. He says, son, and my dad used to tell me a little bit too. Son, if you're going to live in this house, certain things won't happen. You're going to work, you're going to go to school, okay? And you're going to church. If you don't like going to church or working and going to school, that's fine. I can't tell you what to do because you're 18 or above. But one thing I know for sure, you getting out of my house. That's what I do know. Okay? You're getting out of my house. So you don't have to do what you want to do, but you're not gonna do it here. So if I tell you to do something and you living in my house, I pay the bills here. It's my rules. You're going to be a productive member of society. If you can't do that, take your ass on. I see so many people who want to come into somebody else's business, somebody else's organization, and run it to the ground, doing whatever the hell they want to do. And life don't work like that. Life has rules. I don't know why Negroes think that life ain't got rules, but it does. It does. Life got rules, okay? And these people can't be having your ass over there because you're crazy, want to say everything that don't make no sense, getting them a possible lawsuit and all that stuff. You want to go ahead and hate on different people? Go start a Rumble channel. That's easy. But most people want to be able to do whatever they want to do and don't want to invest. Want to be more freely? Want to hate on black men? Want to hate on black people? Yeah. Stop begging these white stations to help you do that. Go do it your goddamn self. And the people who got so much to say about black people don't never own their own stuff. Ain't that crazy? Jason Whitlock, Candace Owens, almost every black conservative, for the most part, don't own their own, for most of them, they don't own their own stuff. Some white person, if they have a nice studio, I've yet to see a black conservative who has a nice, decent studio. All of them recording videos for the most part in their goddamn kitchen. Microwave all in the background and shit. Ding! They making a lot of money too. Dusty as hell. If it's produced nicely, the only person I haven't really seen anybody produce nicely, because Candace Owens ain't producing her own stuff. The white man producing their own stuff. So guys, we think it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you. Just heard the bell. We're out.